Hey everyone, my name is Sanya and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before we start with our today's video, make sure you subscribe to my channel. In today's video, we'll learn about social disciplines of yoga which are called yamas given by sage Patanjali between 2nd and 3rd century, and we'll see how to use this ancient yogic philosophy in our day-to-day lives for a better mindset and a better lifestyle. So these yamas are basically guidelines for leading a healthier and happier life, bringing spiritual awareness into a social context. These are basically guidelines about how we react with the outer world. So, these yamas are classified into 5 types. For the first practice, the first yama is called ahimsa. Now, ahimsa means non-violence. Now, whenever we think of the word ahimsa, we think about physical violence, which means if I'm not harming someone physically, I'm doing ahimsa. But no, yoga has a deeper meaning to it, and this physical violence forms a very narrow concept of ahimsa. According to yogic philosophy, ahimsa means non-violence through your thoughts, through your speech, and through your actions. Any thoughts, words, or actions which might cause harm to others or to ourselves violate ahimsa. Now, for example, how many times do you get this a negative or a bad image about somebody? Be it your friend, your colleague, your family member, anybody, anyone. So which means that you have a negative thought or a bad intention about that person. And these thoughts are a form of violence, to be specific, a form of mental violence toward that person. With negative, I mean something that does not let us be in peace, like jealousy, hatred, envy, etc. This means that the practice of ahimsa starts right from your thoughts. So whenever you have a bad or a negative thought about somebody, it starts affecting your behavior toward that person. And then later on, after some time, in some or the other way, it gets converted in your speech and then your actions. And that's how you do violence, starting from your thoughts. So just a quick tip about how you can practice ahimsa in your daily life. Just be kind to everybody around you. Think of every creature around you as a part of yourself and spread kindness as much as you can. Now coming to our second yama, which is called satya, which literally means truth. Now which means that we should always speak the truth and live in ways which are truthful to us. Now this does not mean that you speak anything and everything that you have in mind which might be hurtful. Remember ahimsa, keeping ahimsa in mind. Patanjali describes Satya as restraint from falsehood in our physical self, in our speech, and on our mind. I know most of the people are going to say it's okay to speak lie when we know the truth is going to harm somebody. But lying under any circumstances is not acceptable according to yogic philosophy. Now, when you know if speaking the truth is going to harm somebody, it's better not to speak anything at all. Even if something seems very tiny like gossiping, and even if the information is true, please avoid doing that. Instead, speak only of the highest, which elevates you in all aspects of life. Coming to our third yama, it's called asteya. Asteya means non-stealing. Now yoga says that we should never steal anything. Now I know whenever we think of stealing, we only think about robbers. But even if we use a small pen without the owner's permission, it is also a kind of stealing. Now, asteya goes far beyond materialistic things. For example, if you keep somebody waiting for you, you are stealing their time. If you are exercising and exhausting yourself, you are stealing your future well-being for a short-term gain. And for example, if you are making your workers or your maids work more and pay them less, you are stealing their rights. So whenever we take something from somebody, make sure you give the appropriate amount of energy back to them. Quick tip about how we can use asteya in our daily life is that appreciating all the things that we have for ourselves and respecting others' time and energy, building up kindness and giving more than you take. Remember to give more than you take. Fourth yama is called brahmacharya. Yes, this yama is often confused with celibacy. Yes, celibacy or moderation in sexual activity is a part of brahmacharya, but it is not the only thing in this concept. Brahmacharya also means self-discipline. which means focusing on your higher goals and conserving your energy to work on achieving those goals. This is a personal energy conservation program. When you practice brahmacharya, you are not letting your senses control your behavior. That means you are not urge driven. It means that you are disciplined to work on your higher goals and being mindful of where your energies are being consumed. Now, that is why it is very important to channelize your energies into the right direction, which would help you to reach your higher goals, and this concept is called brahmacharya. Coming to our fifth and the last yama, it's called aparigraha, which means non-possessiveness and non-greediness. This means not to hoard or accumulate anything through greed, not to be possessive about something that does not belong to us, or grasping things which are not necessary. Being jealous at somebody's success, being envious of someone's materialistic possessions, or taking something more than it is freely offered, or becoming attached to the expectations. Now, another examples could be shopping more than we actually require, or eating more than we need and then feeling guilty later on, or we start comparing ourselves to other people on social media. These things starts arising from the sense of not being good enough or not having good enough. So before you bring anything, ask yourself, do I need this as a spiritual seeker? Because once we start accumulating things, we get attached to them. And if our homes are filled with all the old stuff, there is no room for the new energy to come in. This attitude shows the lack of trust on the universe. Remember, you are exactly where you need to be, and this universe is taking care of you exactly how you need to be taken care. Quick tips about how to practice aparigraha in our day-to-day life is being grateful to whatever we have, be it your food, your home, your clothes, anything, and not to get attached to expectations, to anything, any materialistic things, not to expect anything, and being self-sufficient. So remember one thing, that this universe is taking care of you and you are exactly where you need to be. Just trust the process. Okay guys, so that was it for today. These were the 5 social disciplines that yoga tells us to follow on a day-to-day basis. Once again we repeat: ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya and aparigraha. Hope you liked the video, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any feedbacks, please write in the comment box, and I'll see you next week with another concept of yogic philosophy and its applications in your day-to-day life. So till then, bye.